With testing getting underway this weekend, we've finally seen all of the new cars and liveries for the 2021 Formula 1 season. And let's be honest here, some were good, some were bad, and some were like the Ferrari. But today I want to turn the clock back a little bit and review all of these car launches in my typical satirical and sarcastic way. Hey there guys, and welcome to FP1, where today I want to have a look back at some of the launch events and liveries we've seen over the last few weeks. It's always an exciting time for Formula 1 fans as we start to see what the grid's going to look like heading into the new season. But this year, with all the virtual launches we've seen, it's provided teams with the opportunity to try something different, which as it turned out, didn't always go according to plan. Before we get into that though, if you are new to the channel and like what you see, please do click on that big red subscribe button and share the video around, as it really helps this fantastic community grow even bigger. And as always, if you want to hear even more from me, you can drop me a follow over on Twitter as well. It's at FP1Will, and all links to that you can find down in the description below. Right then, with all that out of the way, let's jump into the comedy review of the 2021 car launch season. F1's first car launch in 2021 actually came a lot earlier than we might have expected. Well, if it could be considered a car launch, that is. Not long after throwing friend of the channel, Cyril Abitable, out the door, the rebranded Renault team, now known as Alpine, decided to launch their livery for the 2021 season. Except it really wasn't, was it? You see, Alpine decided to launch a livery which wasn't going to be their livery on a car that wasn't going to be their car. So in other words, it was a complete waste of my time. Onto the proper car launches now, and McLaren would release their 2021 Challenger in an event at their base in Woking. And while everyone tuned in to see the new car, what we perhaps weren't expecting was 35 minutes of Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris eyeing each other up from across the room like they were on a KSI and Jake Paul undercard. The team had clearly clocked that the dynamic between the pair was not quite as rosy as it had been in the past, and so decided to send Danny and Lando away to a music studio for some team building, in a segment somehow more cringy than some of my old YouTube videos.
Welcome to the circuit where it is pretty much unpredictable. It's bar. Now
Anyway, after almost 40 minutes of filler, we finally got a chance to see the new car, which was basically the exact same as last year.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Okay, fine, the teams have been limited in the amount of aero development they could do this year, but was just a tiny little bit more blue on the nose really the best they could do and change up that livery? I'm just not sure. On the subject of blue cars, Alfa decided to be the next to launch their Challenger a few days later, in a similar showcase to their launch last year. And by that, I mean a lot of robots walking around in expensive clothing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm half convinced these people aren't even real. I'm sorry, this guy is literally dead. Are we promoting a fashion show or a morgue service here? What's going on? But the car's the main reason why we're here, isn't it? And the A202 would end up opting for a different livery, with the main update being a booster seat for new driver Yuki Tsunoda. Right then, let's move on to the next team, Alfa Romeo, who teased a silhouette of their car a few days before it launched, making sure not to have any aspect leaked of it whatsoever, which was all well and good, until it got leaked from someone preparing for the event. That aside, the car launch itself was full of everything. Pianists, dancers, event hosts providing fantastic examples of social distancing, then clearly being told off midway through the show, and finally a new livery for the team, which was a nice change from the Alfa Romeo standard red and white to white and red. In all seriousness though, this livery was pretty nice. I mean, well done Alfa Romeo. It's just a shame we'll only see it when Kimi or Gio end up in the wall somewhere. Speaking of radically changing up your livery, Red Bull will be the next to share their 2021 Challenger with the world. There was a bit of hype for maybe another testing livery beforehand, but what we basically got was the same thing we've had since 2016. Hey, if you think your life is worthless, just remember that you're not on the Red Bull design team. The RB16B would make its on-track debut a few days later in the hands of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. In a rare case of kindness, they also let Alex Albon have a go on the RB15. What, were you expecting an Albon joke? Come on. When have I ever done that before? Eventual 2021 world champions, Mercedes would be next to take the covers off their W12 car, in what looked like the love child after the 2019 car, 2020 machine, and the boss of AMG spent a passionate night together. The AMG stickering, I won't lie, isn't particularly growing on me, and frankly looks like you've let a toddler loose with a stamp on the side of the car. But hey, as far as F1 Twitter's concerned, I'm not allowed to have an opinion, so let's move on. Now, I may not be able to get behind the 2021 Mercedes, but one livery I will admit looks beautiful is that of Alpine. It's just a shame that the virtual launch of that car looked about as good as Fernando Alonso's jaw after he passed that little supermarket. Alpine had clearly not paid their Wi-Fi bill, resulting in a launch so laggy and poor that top driver Nando didn't even decide to attend. The Alpine livery might be up there as one of the best of 2021, but a strong contender would come after with Aston Martin's first machine, and oh, wow. Just wow. Like, I can't even rip into this launch. It was slick, full of guests, including James Bond himself, and even the villain from the new movie. It should also be said that hats off to Lawrence Stroll for actually being able to talk to a camera while still managing to look and act like a human being.
I'm extremely angry.
So we're having a good period in terms of liveries. So at this point, we need to hand it over to Haas to bring us back down to earth by painting the American team's car in the Russian flag. I guess this is one way to show that Mazepin is a Russian driver. That said, I feel that the young rookie might have had enough media coverage already. You know, for just being an all-round cunt. Next up would be Williams, who would attempt to do something a little bit different for their 2021 launch. The team were preparing to show off their new car with a virtual reality app. Problem was, this launch would end up going about as well as their 2020 season. The app would be hacked and their polarising livery leaked to the public, leading to the whole event being called off just a few hours before. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for Williams here. As well as their car being leaked ahead of the launch, the general consensus was that people, well, hated it. Big time. There was one final team to show off their car for the 2021 season, in the form of resident meme lords Ferrari. The Italian team were confident on Twitter that the car would be leaked before launch, but yet I'm sat here writing this script before the 2 PM reveal time, so we all know what that means. In typical Ferrari style, all you had to do was change your computer time and check the Ferrari website to see the new car. Oh, come on, guys. The 2021 Challenger itself looked really nice, both aerodynamically and from a livery standpoint. That is, as long as you ignore the bright green Mission Winnow branding on the engine cover. The colour is almost the same as that of a green screen, so perhaps Ferrari are just embracing the meme at this point. Hey, either way, I can think of plenty of ways to manipulate this already. I mean, even in the launch photos, you can tell that the only person who actually seems like he wants to be there is Mushroom Man over here. Carlos and Charles, meanwhile, look like two kids who have just been given coal for Christmas. It should be noted, however, that the Mission Winnow branding didn't actually appear on the car at all last year, so we may not actually have to put up with this disgrace of a livery after all. But that then brings us up to present day, and the start of F1 testing in Bahrain. Which of the 2021 cars do you like the most? And who do you think will come out on top with the fastest car this year? One sec, let me just rephrase that. How many points do you think Mercedes will win by this year? Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like and make sure you're subscribed and share the video around. As I said at the start, you can also follow me over on Twitter and join the Discord community, all links of which can be found down below. But that's all from me today. Apologies that the upload schedule's been a little bit crazy recently. It's just been having to deal with a few problems and uni deadlines. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you all in the next one.